Yes, I'm live now. Welcome once again to another new video. This is Santhu Saw. Once again, I am here to begin this JRA booster session. Do join quickly, and we'll be definitely knowing some new things in this session. This is going to be a fantastic session as well. Good evening, everyone. Yes, do join quickly. This is the JRA booster session 2, and I hope that you are all well also and preparing well for the upcoming UGC NET exam. Do join quickly, and we are going to rock this. Yes, definitely. Do join for this fantastic session, and this is the part 2. Already I have done one part, JRA booster session. Okay, so without wasting your time, let's begin the session here. And here is the first question on your screen. I think everything is okay. Is everything okay? Is the PPT clearly visible to everyone? If please do let me know if I am clearly audible to everyone. But I assume that everything is okay actually. Okay, let's begin the session without wasting your precious time. And here is the first question on your screen. Please do answer in the comment box. And those who are watching, okay, please do like the session, share with your friends, and tap the bell icon to get more notification as well. And here is the first question on your screen. Okay, so the first question is on your screen here. The first question, that which Indian author wrote his or her first novel in Italian, titled Dove Mi Trovo, which was later translated into English as Whereabouts. Your options are Amrita Pritam, Amit Chaudhary, Nayantara Sehgal, Jhumpa Lahiri. A fantastic question here. The English translation is Whereabouts, and the author herself has translated this work into English, and she had written this book in Italian. Who is this author? Excellent. Excellent. It's Jhumpa Lahiri. Well done. Godot. Fantastic. It's Whereabouts is a work by Jhumpa Lahiri, and this is the first novel in Italy titled as Dove Mi Trovo. And here is the explanation. Well done. Whereabouts is a 2018 novel by Jhumpa Lahiri, and it is her third novel, her first since The Lowland. And it was originally written in Italian. Later, it was translated into English by Jhumpa Lahiri. And let me tell you that along with Whereabouts, there are certain important works by Jhumpa Lahiri. The first important short story collection is Interpreter of Melodies. What? Interpreter of Melodies. And for this work, and she won the Pulitzer Prize. Pulitzer Prize. Okay, remember that. So Interpreter of Melodies. Then you have the another work by Jhumpa Lahiri, that is Unaccustomed Earth. So these two are actually your short story collection, Unaccustomed Earth and Interpreter of Melodies. So apart from these two short story collections, she has also written Namesake, Lowland, and here the important one, Whereabouts. Okay, will you remember that, Jhumpa Lahiri? Okay, and here is the second question on your screen. Identify the wrongly matched pair. Thomas Paine, The American Crisis; Royal Taylor, The Contrast; Phyllis Wheatley, Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl; and James Fenimore Cooper, Precaution. You have to identify the wrongly matched pair from this question. Okay. If you are enjoying this session, please do like the session, share with your friends as well as with your juniors. Okay. And let me see how many of you are able to answer these questions very correctly. Yes, keep answering. Okay, so let me tell you that Precaution is actually a novel by James Fenimore Cooper. Then you have also Thomas Paine has also written The American Crisis. Royal Taylor is also Contrast, whereas Phyllis Wheatley has not written this work, Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl. Here this work is Harriet. Exactly. Well done. Well done, Godot. You are absolutely fantastic here. Excellent. Godot is the one who gave the answer. Excellent. It's C. C is the right answer. Excellent, bache. Excellent. So here, incidents in the life of a slave girl. It's actually autobiographical work. By by whom? By the Jacobs. By Harriet Jacobs. Orkodip, excellent, excellent. So Harriet Jacobs has written this work, Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl. It is actually an autobiographical work. So it's by Harriet Jacobs. Okay, these questions from American literature. Here is the explanation. You see that Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl, written by herself, is an autobiography, and it is one of the classic American classic. Okay, and it was written. Jacobs used the pseudonym when she had published Linda Brent. So she published this work under this pseudonym called Linda Brent. Okay, and she explores the struggles and sexual abuse that the female slaves faced, as well as their efforts to practice motherhood and protect their children when their children might be sold away. And she was the abolitionist. Harriet Jacobs was one of the abolitionists. Okay, chalo. It's a kind of slave narrative, genre of slave narrative. Here is the third question on your screen. What is the nationality of the protagonist Michael Brand in the novel Burn? And this novel was it's a verse novel. Now first tell me who wrote this novel. It's Anthony Burgess. Okay, Anthony Burgess has written this novel called Byron a novel. It's a verse novel written in verse. Now the protagonist here Michael Brand, the titular character. Screen is not clear, but Godot, is there any buffering? From my side, there is no issue actually. Arco, refresh here. English, Irish, Spanish, Italian. What is the nationality of the protagonist Michael Brain? Here, it's a verse novel by Anthony Burgess. Okay, English, Irish, Spanish. So here the right answer is Irish. Well done, Godot. Okay, well done. It's Irish. Very good, very good. Well done. Byron is the English author Anthony Burgess' last novel. Okay, remember that this is the last novel of Anthony Burgess, published posthumously in 1995. And even this work was written in the same ottava rima. Remember that this work was written in ottava rima stanzas that Byron used for his Don Juan. And the story follows the fortunes of Michael Brand, an Irishman with some Spanish ancestors who settled in Ireland after after a war between England's Royal Navy and the Spanish Armada in 16th century. Well done, Godot. Here is your next question. Question number 4. The metaphor of the transparent eyeball was developed by which of this American writer? The metaphor of the transparent eyeball. What is transparent eyeball? We will be also discussing. Here, who developed this metaphor of transparent eyeball? These are some mind-boggling questions. Definitely, you are going to learn something. Okay, from this session. This is going to be a fruitful, very, very informative session. Watch this session till the end. Do like the session. If you're enjoying, please keep sharing with your friends as well, with the juniors and seniors as well. Here, the metaphor of the transparent eyeball was developed by Emerson, Thomas Paine, James Fenimore Cooper, Edgar Allan Poe. So, what would be the right answer here? And the work that is actually essay. The name of the work was I am excellent. It's Emerson, Ralph Waldo Emerson. Okay, the work is nature. Okay, the work is nature. Okay, so okay, got it, Orkodip. So Emerson, Ralph Waldo Emerson, in his work Nature, has given this concept of metaphor transparent eyeball. Well done here. So A is the right answer. Here, the philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson, transparent eyeball is a philosophical metaphor originated by American transcendentalist philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson, and he has given this concept in his famous essay called Nature, published in 1836. Talks about becoming a transparent eyeball. And what is this? Is a philosophic metaphor that he describes as a state of being. It's a state of being that can only be achieved in nature. It gives him peace and allows him to see beyond the structure that define him and see things in new ways. So this is the concepts of, that is, your transparent eyeball in his nature by Ralph Waldo Emerson, who wrote Common Sense. It's a pamphlet. It's a pamphlet. 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 This pamphlet, who wrote this pamphlet called Common Sense? John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, Thomas Paine, Benjamin Franklin. Common Sense is a pamphlet. Who wrote this pamphlet? These are all questions from American literature. We have a miscellaneous series here. Common Sense is a work by John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, Thomas Paine, Benjamin Franklin. Keep answering. Okay. No, it's not B actually. Here the right answer is Thomas Paine. It's not Jefferson, it's Thomas Paine. Okay, Thomas Paine has written Common Sense. Here you see that Common Sense is a 47-page pamphlet written by Thomas Paine in 1775 to 1776, advocating independence from Great Britain. So this here, excellent Orko, it's C is the right answer. Well done Orko. Here advocating independence from Great Britain to people in the 13 colonies. Writing in clear and persuasive prose, Paine collected various moral and political arguments to encourage common people in colonies to fight the England government. Okay. And it was written during the American Revolution. Chalo. Which of the following novels is considered the prequel? The prequel to the rest of James Fenimore Cooper's Leatherstocking Tale. Here the Leatherstocking Tale is a pentalogy. Pentalogy. It has total 5 novels. Okay. Now tell me, the Leatherstocking Tales where Natty Bumppo. Natty Bumppo is the protagonist, appear in every novel here. Natty Bumppo. It's Natty Bumppo. Pentalogy, 5 novels. Which of the novel is considered the prequel to the rest of the James Fenimore Cooper's Leatherstocking Tales? Okay. Here, one option is The Last of the Mohicans, The Pioneers, The Pathfinder, The Deer Slayer, and the last novel, even the fifth novel was actually, the fifth novel was Prairie. Prairie. This is the fifth novel of the pentalogy. So there are all, these are all 5 novels that are within that pentalogy. The Last of the Mohicans, The Pioneers, The Pathfinders, The Deer Slayer, and Prairie. So here what would be the right answer? Which is a prequel? Here the right answer is The Deer Slayer. The Deer Slayer. Okay. So Deer Slayer is regarded as the prequel to the rest of the James Fenimore Cooper's Leatherstocking Tales. Here James Fenimore Cooper is introducing Natty Bumppo, as the Deer Slayer. Okay, introducing Natty Bumppo as Deer Slayer. So here D is the right answer. You see the Deer Slayer, and it's having the subtitle The First Warpath. What is the subtitle of this novel? The First Warpath, published in 1841, was James Fenimore Cooper's last novel in his Leatherstocking Tales. Here you see the novel setting is actually Otsego Lake in central upstate New York, and here Natty Bumppo. In the lifetime of the hero of the Leatherstocking Tales is Natty Bumppo, N-T-T-Y, Natty Bumppo. Okay, so I wrote the wrong spelling actually. So we have Natty Bumppo. Here, the Deer Slayer is considered to be the prequel to the rest of the series. Fenimore Cooper begins his work by letting astonishing advance of civilization in New York States, which is the setting of 4 of its 5 Leatherstocking Tales. James Fenimore Cooper, Natty Bumppo. Remember that this character here. Bliss was the debut novel of which writer? Patrick White, Peter Carey, Thomas Keneally, Alan Serito. here, who wrote this debut novel Bliss? Bliss, the debut novel by whom? Oscar and Lucinda. Then True History of Kelly Gang. These are important works by that author. Oscar and Lucinda, True History of Kelly Gang. These are important novels by that author. So tell me, Bliss was the debut novel of whom? Options are Patrick White, Peter Carey, Thomas Keneally, and Alan Silito. So here the right answer is right option. What would be the right answer? No, they were the early writers actually. James Fenimore Cooper, 1740. Here you see, 1841. Bliss was the debut novel. It's by Peter Carey. Okay, Peter Carey. I told you that Oscar and Lucinda, then True History of Kelly Gang, Bliss. I gave the clue here. I told you clue. Peter Carey has written the work called True History of Kelly Gang. And you see, and Oscar and Lucinda. So Bliss was the debut novel from the twice Booker Prize winner novel. So remember that Peter Carey also won twice Booker Prize for his work. First work is Oscar and Lucinda and the True History of Kelly Gang. For these two works, Peter Carey had received Booker Prize twice, and he has also written the work called Amnesia. Okay, Bliss, Amnesia, Oscar and Lucinda, and the True History of Kelly Gang. These are important works by this novelist here, Peter Carey. Okay, dash is not a part of the research proposal. So research proposal का part नहीं है कौन? Objectives, complete list of primary sources, hypothesis, complete bibliography of secondary sources, which is not part of research proposal. So before doing research, you need to appear with your research proposal in front of the your guide actually. So here exactly objectives will be there in the research proposal. The primary sources, the complete list of primary sources from where you are taking, or after reading which primary sources you are going to make your research proposal and hypothesis that is going to be tested. So here complete bibliography is not a part of the proposal, and the secondary bibliography of the secondary sources. Exactly, Godot. It's D is the right answer. Well done. Northrop Frye is not the author of which book below? Language and Myth, The Anatomy of Criticism, Fearful Symmetry, Fables of Identity. इनमें से कौन सा वर्क नॉर्थोप फ्राई ने नहीं लिखा है? We all know the famous one, The Anatomy of Criticism, published in 1957. Fearful Symmetry, Fables of Identity, and Language and Myth, which is not the author of, which is not a work by Northrop Frye. So you see that Fables of, you all know that Anatomy of Criticism is a work by Frye. Then Fearful Symmetry is also where he is discussing Blake actually. Then, so this is a work by Northrop Frye, whereas Fearful Symmetry is also, Fables of Identity is also a work by Northrop Frye, whereas Language and Myth is a work by Ernest Crashier. It's a work by Ernest Crashier. So all these three B, C, D, these are all work by Northrop Frye, whereas Language and Myth is a work by Ernest Crashier. You remember that Language and Myth, a book by Ernest Cassirer. Okay, so here this one A is the right answer, which is not. Okay. Moving on to question number 10 now. Who was the most celebrated exponent of the technique of alienation effect? Alienation effect. We have done it earlier as well. Alienation effect. Okay. Exactly, Gaurav. You are right. Absolutely. A is the right answer of that question number 9. Question number 9 ka, that is language and myth by Ernest Cassier. Here is question number 10. Who was the most celebrated exponent of the technique of alienation effect? Erwin Piscator, Anton Chekhov, Bertolt Brecht, Samuel Beckett. And we'll be discussing as well what is alienation effect. Trying to hide from the audience. Excellent. It's Bertolt Brecht. Okay. It's Bertolt Brecht. Well done. And the essay, name of the essay is actually here. See, alienation effects in Chinese acting. Remember that Gorod here is the essay called Alienation Effects in Chinese Acting, 1936. Orkodeep, well done. Here is the essay. This essay was written by whom? Bertolt Brecht. Alienation Effects and in Chinese Acting, published in 1936. This is a term, that is alienation effect, used to describe attempts by author. So the author and the director is attempting to prevent the reader or audience from identifying with, trusting or taking for granted what is happening in the next or on stage. Okay, such devices can include narrative intervention, like narrative interventions. So they are preventing the reader by providing what? By providing narrative intervention, disruptions of mood and sequence, and introduction of non-realistic effects. Okay. Preventing the reader or audience from identifying with, trusting or taking for granted what is happening in the next, what is happening in the text or on the stage. That is the alienation effect. Here you see, preventing identification, challenging trust, avoiding assumption, employing narrative intervention as well, introducing non-realistic elements, disrupting mood and sequence. Okay, so this is alienation effect by Bertolt Brecht. He, a pioneering figure in this technique, used to encourage viewers to question the status quo and reflect on social issues through his plays. Moving on to question 11, who said that Tom Jones is among the three best constructed works? Okay, which are the three work? One is Tom Jones. Okay, tell me now here. One is the Tom Jones. Which are the three other? Which are the three? Which are the two other constructed works? The first one is Tom Jones here. Second one is that is the Alchemist by Ben Jonson, and the third one is Oedipus Tyrannus. Okay, so these are the three works best constructed. Who told this? Henry James, E.M. Foster, S.T. Coleridge, T.S. Eliot. And Tom Jones, you all know that this is a picaresque novel. A picaro. Tom Jones is a rogue hero, a picaro, a foundling. So here it's S.T. Coleridge. Remember that it's Samuel Taylor Coleridge had said that Tom Jones is among the three best constructed works. One is Tom Jones, and the other two are excellent. Orco, it's C. Goro Devon C. Well done. Alchemist and Oedipus Tyrannus. Here is the, yeah. Okay, moving on to question number 12 here. Who said, okay, same questions repeated here. Samuel Taylor Coleridge argued that it is one of the three most perfect plots ever planned alongside Oedipus Tyrannus and the Alchemist. Oedipus Tyrannus, Alchemist, and Tom Jones. Okay. Literature review. Literature review. Literature review in research includes. पहले तो आप क्या करते हो? Plan. Okay. Select a topic. Then topic करने के बाद, okay, first let me answer this. Literature review in research includes which of these? Reviewing the literary text, selecting the primary sources, or enumerating, describing, and summarizing the previous research, or evaluating research hypothesis. What is literature review? What is the lacuna? What is the gap? in the previous research. That is your literature review. And what can be improved? So that is enumerating exactly or C, describing and summarizing the previous research is actually literature review. The existing text, the existing journal जिसमें आप रिसर्च कर रहे हो, तो उसी का ऊपर में जो जो रिसर्च टॉपिक है, जो जो जर्नल है, जो जो बुक है, उसके बारे में पढ़ने के बाद आपको जो समझ में आ रहा है उसमें लैकुना क्या है, गैप क्या है, क्या क्या आप इम्प्रूव कर सकते हो, which are the things that you can improve, what is the loophole there and what you can improve. So that is being summarized. Enumerating, describing and summarizing the previous research is known as literature review. Okay, we'll be discussing the topic, the steps of research one by one even in paper 1 classes. So here is a line, here are some lines. What needs my Shakespeare for his honored bones, the labor of an age in piled stones, or that his hallowed relics should be hid under a star painting pyramid. These lines are written by Ben Jonson, John Milton, Robert Browning, William Wordsworth, who wrote these lines. And these are the opening lines of that poem. These are the opening lines of that poem. Tell me. I'm reading it out once again. What needs my Shakespeare for his honored bones? Okay. The labor of an age in piled stones. Under a, okay, it's not William Wordsworth, it is John Milton. John Milton is writing a poem called Shakespeare. John Milton is writing a poem called Shakespeare, where this this poem is opening with these lines. Here you see, on Shakespeare. Okay, by John Milton. What needs my Shakespeare for his honored bones, the labor of an age in piled stones? This is the poem. That is how the opening lines of that poem on Shakespeare by John Milton. Okay, next question. Who among the following praised Chaucer's translation of Roman de la Roche? Yesterday we had discussed, okay, Roman de la Roche, and he has translated into English as Romand of the Roche. Okay, this is a French allegorical poem. This is a French allegorical poem, and from this poem, Chaucer has translated into Middle English. Okay, into Middle English as Romand of the Roche, as Romand of the Roche. Okay, so here, who among the following praised Chaucer's translation of Roman de la Roche as Romand of the Roche? Okay, and this translation is from his uh, first period of, that is in his French period. Okay, he has done this translation in his French period. We can divide Chaucer's period into three categories. One is the French period, another one is the Italian period, and the third one is the English period. So in this French period, he has translated this work into English, into Middle English, okay, as Romand of the Roche. So it is Boccaccio, John de Meun, Gallimard de Loris. Here the right answer is Eustace Deschamps. Okay, Eustace Deschamps has praised Chaucer translation, French writer here. So here A is the one is the right answer actually. Eustace Deschamps is the right answer. Okay, remember that. So here the leading French author, Eustache Deschamps, in turn referred to that great translator Nobel Geoffrey Chaucer as praise for his work in making the French favorite Les Romans de la Roche. This is the actually original allegorical French work accessible to readers in English. In English में translate कौन किया था? That is actually Chaucer. So that's why Eustace Deschamps, the leading French author, has praised Chaucer. What is a pilot study? Pilot study क्या है? In research, a small scale study, a study that is the first of its type, a study involving pilots, a study to test the tool of data collection. What is a pilot study here? What is a pilot study? Tell me. Why are you so silent? Make some noise here. Keep answering in the comment box. Yeah. What is pilot study? It's not a small, yeah, it's a small scale but feasible. Okay, small scale but feasible. So it's not a study that is fast of its type. No, a study involving pilots. Well done, Gaurav. It's a study to test the tool of data collection. To test the tool of data collection is pilot study. And here is the explanation. You see, a pilot experiment, a pilot study, a pilot test, or a pilot project is a small scale preliminary study. It's not only a study, it's a preliminary study. Yeah, it's a small scale study, but it's small scale preliminary study conducted for conducted to evaluate the feasibility, the duration, the cost, the adverse events. These are the tools actually, and improve upon the study design prior to performance of full scale research project. Full scale research प्रोजेक्ट को परफॉर्म करने से पहले पायलट स्टडी किया जाता है. इट इज कंडक्टेड फॉर evaluating the feasibility, the duration, cost, adverse events as well. So here pilot experiments are frequently carried out. It is conducted before the large scale quantitative research. Quantitative research, okay, that asks, okay, it's quantitative, okay, in an attempt to avoid time and money being used on an inadequately designed project. A pilot study is usually carried out on members of the relevant population. A pilot study is used to formulate, it is used to formulate the design of full-scale experiment which then can be adjusted. It is used to formulate the design of a full-scale experiment. According to Salman Rushdie in 1983, in his essay called Communal Literature, what did he observe about the black British literature? It is a well established literary category. It is a term used to describe literature from various traditions. It is a term used exclusively for literature by British citizens, and it is a non existent and chimera like category. What is the view about black British literature by Salman Rushdie? Again, it's a non-existent and chimera-like category. Chimera, it is actually a female monster, a women monster. It's a pigmentation of, it's a fancy. Okay, exactly, Gaurav, you were absolutely fine here. You see that Salman Rushdie observed in his work Communal Literature that British literature does not exist. Even he had said that communal literature does not exist, that the category is a chimera comprising different tradition united only by the proponents pigmentation. Okay, here in Greek mythology, what is chimera? Chimera is actually female monster with a lion's head. So this is actually a fictional setting. It's a fancy pigmentation of imagination. Chalo, who is the author of The Making of the English Working Class? George Orwell, Charles Dickens, E.P. Thompson, Karl Marx. Making of the English Working Class is a work by, who wrote this work? The Making of the English Working Class. Tell me. Sorry. The Making of the English Working Class. So it is not George Orwell, even Dickens. So we have two options already eliminated. You have E.P. Thompson and Karl Marx. So the Making of the English Working Class is a work by E.P. Thompson. Okay, remember that E.P. Thompson has written The Making of the English Working Class. So C is the right answer. Abraham Lincoln, okay, from this American literature, said about whom? Abraham Lincoln said about whom that the little women who wrote the book that started this great war. Okay, here Abraham Lincoln is saying about that little women. Who is the little women? And he is saying that The little women who wrote the book that started this great war: Harriet Beecher Stowe, Harriet Jacobs, Harriet Wilson, Alice Munro. Have you answered question number 19 here? Okay, okay, well done. Well done. This Uncle Tom's Cabin's writer, Harriet Beecher Stowe. Abraham Lincoln is actually referring Harriet Beecher, talking about Harriet Beecher Stowe, who is the Uncle Tom's Cabin. Harriet Beecher Stowe, the little women who wrote the book that stated this great war. It is reported that upon being introduced to Harriet Beecher Stowe in 1862, Abraham Lincoln fondly commented she was the little woman who wrote the book that started the Great War, American Civil War, talking about the American Civil War. So here it's Harriet Beecher Stowe is the right answer. Who among the following is not a Brahmin poet? Is not a Brahmin poet. Robert Frost, Oliver Wendell Holmes, H.W. Longfellow, and James Russell Lowell. So Brahmin poet is from Boston. From Boston. They are the Bostonian Brahmin from Boston. Okay. American Bostonian Brahmin. Who among the following is not a Brahmin poet? You have Robert Frost, Oliver Wendell Holmes, H.W. Longfellow, James Russell. No. So Robert Frost is actually the right answer. Robert Frost is a New England poet. It's a New England poet. Robert Frost, you can say also. So Oliver Wendell Holmes and H.W. Longfellow, James Russell Lowell, they are all actually Brahmin poet. Okay, Bostonian Brahmin poet here. Robert Frost is the right answer. Robert Frost is not a Brahmin poet. Here is the explanation. Here's the Brahmin poets: H.W. Longfellow, Oliver Wendell Holmes, James Russell Lowell. They're the Brahmin poets. Okay, of Boston. Okay, who first coined the phrase Brahmin caste of New England? Ralph Waldo Emerson, Nathaniel Hawthorne, Oliver Wendell Holmes Sr., Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. किसने किया था, कॉइन किया था ब्राह्मण कास्ट ऑफ न्यू इंग्लैंड? So what would be the right answer here? Tell me quickly. No, 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 no. It's Oliver Wendell Holmes Sr. Okay, Oliver Wendell Holmes Sr. So C is the right answer. No, it's not D. It's C. You see here the phrase Brahmin caste of New England was first coined by Oliver Wendell Holmes Sr., a physician, a writer, in an 1860 article in the Atlantic Monthly. Oliver Wendell Holmes Sr. has phrase coined the Brahmin caste of New England. Which of the following is not covered under the intellectual property rights? Okay, intellectual property rights. Okay, patents, copyrights, trademarks, thesaurus. Not covered under this intellectual property rights. Excellent, well done. It's thesaurus. Well done. Patents, copyrights, trademarks, these are under intellectual property rights, whereas thesaurus is actually a synonym of dictionary, or a dictionary of synonyms is a reference work which arranges words by their meanings. Okay, sometimes as a hierarchy of broader and narrower terms, sometimes simply a list of synonyms and antonyms. That is a thesaurus. Okay, for the unfallen. This is a work for the unfallen. Is it clearly visible, Gorod? For the unfallen. It's a book of poems. For the unfallen is a book of poems. Who wrote this? For the unfallen. For the unfallen. Ted Hughes, Sylvia Plath, Geoffrey Hill, A.E. Houseman. Is a book of poems by. It's a PYQ question. It's Geoffrey Hill. Okay. For the Unfallen. For the Unfallen is a book of poems by Geoffrey Hill. Okay. Geoffrey Hill. Excellent. It's Geoffrey Hill. Well done. Good. For the Unfallen, it's a 1959 collection of poems by English poet Geoffrey Hill. The poems in the collection have been described as a largely Vedic in nature. Geoffrey Hill. The Princess A Medley by Tennyson is a lyrical poem. It's an elegiac poem, a narrative poem, a dramatic monologue. The Princess by Tennyson. It's even a PYQ. The Princess A Medley by Tennyson is a lyric poem. It's an elegy, a narrative poem, dramatic monologue. What would be the right answer here? No, it's a narrative poem actually. It's a narrative poem written in blank verse. Written in blank verse. Okay. Tennyson, The Princess, Tennyson. It's a narrative poem written in blank verse. Here is the explanation. You see, The Princess is stereocomic blank verse narrative poem. It's a narrative poem by Alfred Tennyson, published in 1847. The Princess Medley is a narrative poem. And here is the last question. Which of the following is not written by P.B. Shelley? The Mask of Anarchy, Queen Mab, having the subtitle of philosophical poem, The Vision of Judgment, The Revolt of Islam. Which of this work is not written by P.B. Shelley? This is also a PYQ, and we will be ending this session here with this question number 25. I hope you have enjoyed the session. Please, you have enjoyed the session. Do like the session. Share with your friends here. No, 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 no. Queen Mab is a famous work by P.B. Shelley. Queen Mab, a philosophical poem, is a very famous poem by P.B. Shelley. Here, The Vision of Judgment, it's by Byron. Byron is writing, okay, is replying to a Vision of Judgment by Robert Sadi. So here, a Vision of Judgment, the Vision of Judgment by whom? It's by Byron. Here, 3 is the right answer. You see, The Vision of Judgment, published in 1822, satirical poem. Excellent. It's C. Orco. So it's in Ottava Rima by Lord Byron, which depicts a dispute in heaven over the fate of George the Third souls. It is written in response to the poet laureate Robert Sadi's A Vision of Judgment 1921. Remember that. Okay. Robert Sadi has written the work called A Vision of Judgment in the year 1821, and in the next year it is P.B. Shelley. It is Lord Byron who is writing the Vision of Judgment in 1822. And this Vision of Judgment, you know, Lord Byron has popularized Ottava Rima. It is ABA BAB CC. Ottava Rima, 8 line, ABA BAB CC. Okay, remember that. So yeah, I'll be ending the session. I hope you have enjoyed the session. Do like the session. Thank you once again for watching the video. I will catch up you soon tomorrow once again. Thank you and have a good night. I hope you will remember this. Okay. Thank you once again. Good night, everyone. Orko, good, and those who are watching. Orko, just watch all the videos one by one, okay, from the playlist, from the recorded session, from the live session, and these questions definitely will help you to crack SSB. Okay, one by one, just complete all the videos. Okay, and revise that. Okay, the earlier videos, the new videos, from the recorded session, from the live section as well. One by one. Yeah. Good night.